welcome back to another wonderful day of Vlogtober. I hope you are doing well. So today I just wanted to update you all on some projects that I've been working on. And I wanted to start off with telling you all what I am wearing. So you all may be familiar with this because I did an entire video on it, and I will leave it, let's see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and link the video in the description box below where I talk about this top with more detail. But anyway, this is the Saturday sweater, and it is designed by Tamara Kelly of Moogly, and she has a lot of wonderful patterns. And for you crocheters out there, you're probably familiar with her name. She's quite the popular crochet designer. But I love this. It's so comfortable, and today especially, like, we're at the end of October, and I believe it got up to 81 degrees Fahrenheit today. Like, in North Carolina, we don't understand the concept of having a winter or a fall. Like, we don't get it. But anyway, so yeah, I love this top. It is absolutely amazing. The yarn feels wonderful. It's so soft, and I definitely wear this a lot. And I also have some knitting that I want to share with you all today. So yeah, excited about that. But for you crocheters, and also, for those who are interested in learning how to crochet, this is a wonderful pattern. Like, if I remember correctly, really all you need to know how to do is double crochet. Pretty simple. Yeah, just mainly like double crochets, and it's wonderful. I absolutely love it. So before I get to my knits, I'm sure you can tell in my voice that I am not like 100% today. I don't know. Maybe you all can't tell it. Maybe you can. But yeah, it's like the only symptom, like the main symptom I have right now is just like my voice is super hoarse. Yeah, hopefully that will get itself back together. And I've talked with you all before about how I have back problems, and today is one of those days where it's like my back is just not playing very nicely today. So yeah, it's just been one of those days where I haven't been really feeling the best. But I will say that it's amazing. Like, when I sit down to film one of these videos, I instantly start to feel better because I know I'm talking to you all, and I can't wait to read you all's comments later. And I don't know, it's just like when I sit down in the chair and I start to record, for some reason it starts to make me feel better. And I have you all to thank for that. I really do. So, this first project I want to share with you all, I have done a lot on this pattern. So this is the Musselburgh Hat, and it is designed by Yosoda T. And this pattern is just, it's amazing. I was kind of fighting with it because I like using DPNs, but the yarn is so small, the gauge is so small rather, that I was just fumbling with those DPNs at first. But after a while I started to get like a rhythm, and yeah, it is wonderful. So as you can tell here, there's the top of the hat, and it's just a really cool looking hat. The colorway is spectacular. So the colorway is Violet Sky, and it was dyed by Misfits Yarn. And this is on her zebra fingering weight base. And the yarn is soft. It's wonderful. I love the purple. And like this crown, the way the colors are just radiating out of it. The purples, the pinks, the black. I mean, it's just, it is wonderful. And so right now I have it on my US 3.25 DPNs, and I have about, let's see, how many more rows do I have left on this? If I can remember, oh, 5. I have 5 more increase rows, and then I'll be done. I think I have to like do like 3 rows of stockinette, and then I have to do an increase or something like that. But anyway, so I am so close to getting these off of the DPNs. I am Very, very close. So I'm looking forward to that. Like the DPNs, they've been real, but yeah, it's getting to the point now where I have to use point protectors to stop the stitches from sliding off, because I have nearly 40 stitches on each DPN. So yeah. Yeah, so it's starting to get a little crowded in there. But as you can see, even like the inside of the hat looks really, really cool. And I just love this crown. If you all decide to make this, learning the disappearing loop, aka pinhole cast on, is definitely worth the time. It is definitely worth learning because it's so cool. And as someone who also crochets, I really appreciate it because it reminds me of the magic ring. So yeah, I just love this hat and I'm excited to continue working on it. Let's talk about my next work in progress that I wanted to share with you all. So it is the classic tank top, and it is by Knit. Oh dear, I always mess this up. Knit Croatic. It still feels like I'm missing something. But yeah, Knit Croatic is is a designer's name, or handle rather. So anyway, I am making the classic tank top, and it is wonderful. So I am almost done with the upper back portion. So this panel here will go, let me make sure I got this right. So it's going to go on the back right here. And I'm a little concerned because it's very, very wide. But the thing is, I am knitting the largest size, the 2XL, because the pattern does not tell you what the intended ease is. So I figured that I would make the largest size just to accommodate for that. I have a 44-inch bust, but I believe the largest size is like a 47 or 48. Because I'd rather it be oversized than to be too small. So yeah, but I am loving it. It is working out really, really well. The color is amazing. The yarn that I'm using is Drops Extra Fine Merino. And this is one of their uni colors in the color mustard. And it is wonderful. And I'm glad I'm sitting over here because this is all the yarn that I have at the moment, and I already know that I am going to need to cake up another skein. So I might as well just go ahead and grab this skein and wind it up after this video because I already know I'm going to need it. And that's the thing about these 50-gram balls, is that like you go through them in no time. And so I still have four. Well, five, including this one. So I have plenty of yarn, and I think I'm going to do just fine with the yarn. And so the needle size that I am using, oh dear, it's caught like in my, it's caught in my sweater. All right. So the needle size that I'm using is a US 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter knitting needle. And so it's working out really well. And I had mentioned this on another project I'm working on, my Anchor summer shirt, but I haven't made any progress on that, y'all. It's just working in the body, and I'm just going to be taking my time on that particular project. But one thing that I did point out about the Drops Extra Fine Merino is that when you're looking at the V stitches, the stockinette stitches, one stitch seems to be a lot tighter than the other one. And it doesn't bother me, but it's interesting. I don't know how to describe it. Let me know if you any of you knitters have had this issue where you have that V and one side is more twisted than the other. And I still haven't done my research on that yet. I browsed over it, but I haven't really looked at it. But yeah, I really, really do want to. And also, I'm looking at my nails. They are way overdue to be done. But I just haven't been feeling well like the last 2 weeks. And so I just have not wanted to go to the nail salon and be around people and be in close contact with people. And I haven't. But yeah, these are my natural nails and they are long. I actually don't mind the length, but when it comes to like typing, that's a whole nother struggle. But other than that, I mean, I don't mind long nails, but like not crazy long. So yeah, I definitely need to get my nails done. So yeah, well, hopefully I will tackle that this week. That is the plan, to get my nails done this week. Hopefully I will be up for it. But yeah, so anyway, getting back to my tank, this is what I love about vlogging and doing Vlogtober and stuff, is that I feel like I'm free to go on tangents. It's not like a regular video. I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there, and yeah, it's kind of fun. But anyway, I am absolutely loving this. And so right now I have 19 more rows to do on this. And so I'll be increasing. And since it's knit flat, it's like I do an increase row and then I do a purl row and then so forth and so on. So I have about 19 rows left. And then once I do that, I believe the plan is to cut the yarn and put these live stitches on hold. And then I'm going to pick up these stitches and do the upper front. So do this part. And as I've mentioned before, this is a free pattern. However, if you go on Ravelry, you can purchase it if you don't want to deal with like the ads and stuff. But if you don't mind dealing with the ads, this is a free pattern. And so, yeah, I am enjoying this. It's hard for me to put down. And I know that I'm definitely going to be working on this some more today. I was looking on my YouTube community tab, reading you all's responses, which I love doing. So I believe it was last week, I posted a question on my YouTube community tab, and it was for both crocheters and knitters. And so the question was, and I have my notes and you all's responses here, for crocheters and knitters, do you primarily craft during the day or in the evenings / at night? So yes, I wanted to know, like, when do you primarily craft, whether it be knitting, crocheting, weaving, spinning, whatever, when do you all normally do that? And so I was looking at a few of your responses, and I kind of tallied up everybody's responses. And so most people said that they craft at night or in the evenings. And I understand that because, things are just kind of like winding down and stuff like that. And so you're more relaxed. Like, I totally get that. And I also had a few people say that they craft both day and night. So it doesn't matter. They're working, they're knitting and they're crocheting and they're crafting in throughout the day and night. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. And I had one person say that they craft during their lunch break. So yeah, I definitely understand that one, because I've been working from home for quite a few years now. But before I had this current job, I used to work in an office, and basically, like, I was trying to think, I think either 30 minutes or an hour for lunch. And so I would go ahead and eat, but then I would also bring like a little small project to work on as well. And that was always nice because it's like you're working and your brain is just, overloaded from work. And then you get that little bit of time in the middle of the day to just decompress and work on your craft. And I don't know, for me, it just kind of rejuvenated me like, okay, I'm going in for the second half of my shift. I've gotten a little knitting in, a little crochet in. I'm feeling good. So, yeah, I definitely understand that. And so for me, my answer to that is that I craft throughout the whole day. And since I knit and crochet, I switch back and forth on projects throughout the day. So, in the mornings before work, I might, work on something like, for example, this morning, before work, I worked on, let's see, what did I work on? Oh, I worked on my Musselburgh because I don't know, y'all, like, a spark has been lit under me because I just want to get to the body of this hat. And so I've been working on this all day. And then at lunchtime, I picked up my tank top and I worked on that. And probably the next thing that I'll work on, I don't know. This evening, I'm going to pick my anchor shirt back up and maybe do a little bit on that as well. But here's the thing, I have run into kind of a problem that I have fixed. But the problem is, so I have, for my knitting needles, I have my Chiagu interchangeable set. I love it. I have tried a bazillion type of knitting needles, and Chiagu is my favorite. And so that's what I primarily use. Well, typically when it comes to whips, I usually have one crochet project and one knitting project going on. However, because I haven't found the yarn yet for my upcoming crochet project, I've just been knitting and casting on knitting projects and things like that. Here's the problem is that I have run out of cables. So when you buy the Chiagu interchangeable set, you have your large needles and your small needles. And within that, you get a 14-inch cable, a 22-inch cable, and a 30-inch cable. So you get one of each in the small and then one of each in the large. Well, right now I am using, for this one, I'm using US 5. And then for my anchor, I forget which hook I'm using, but it's a small size. I can't remember if it was like US 8 or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, the point is that I need an additional 24-inch cable. Because right now, working on the upper back portion of this tank top, I am able to get away with using the 14-inch cable. But once I join, I will need my 22-inch cable. But my 22-inch cable is on my anchor shirt, and I'm going to be working on that for a while, so I'm not going to yank that out. And so I actually have another problem. So I'm using my 14-inch cable for the tank top. However, when it comes time for me to use my circular needle for the Musselburgh hat, I am going to need that 14-inch small cable back. So, to fix all of that, I went on Amazon and I purchased a 22-inch small cable, small Chiagu cable. And that way, when I'm done with the tank top, I can give that cable back to the Musselburgh hat. And then I will switch over to the new 22-inch cable for this tank top. I hope that wasn't too crazy. But the point is that I have more projects than I do knitting cables. And so it's kind of like, what's that saying? They say you rob Peter to pay Paul. That's kind of how I feel. It's like I'm taking this cable from this one to use it, and it's too much. I think that if you are going to be a crafter, you do need to have the proper tools. And so I went on Amazon and I bought a 22-inch cable, small size, and I think it cost me about $9. So And I know that I'm going to continue to use it because my next project's coming up is I want to do the big rib sweater by Jessie Made, and I think that calls for a small needle size, I believe. And then I have my Felix cardigan coming up, and so I know that I'm going to have more than one project on the needles at a time, and I can't just be sitting around waiting to finish something to start something else. So eventually I think I'm just going to buy an extra cable for each of the small and for the large eventually. But for now, I'm just going to buy them as I need them. And so let me know if you have ever ran out of knitting needles or knitting cables because you have so many whips. One thing that I appreciate about crochet so much is that you really don't have that problem. So let's just say you have two projects. You got a sweater going and you got, I don't know, a hat going, and they're both using an H hook. Well, if you need to use the H hook for the other project, all you simply do is just take the hook out and use it for the next project. You can just put the other project on a stitch holder, or stitch marker until you need it. And then you pick it right back up again. Like there's only one live stitch and you can go back and forth with the same hook and you don't have to worry about all the stuff you have to worry about when you're knitting. And so that's definitely one point for crochet. I don't have that problem. I just use the same hook for multiple projects, and yeah, it doesn't get slowed down at all. But yeah, anyway, y'all know I enjoy crocheting and knitting, but there's always going to be those little things. It's like, wow, that's so cool that with crochet you can use your hooks and you don't have to worry about putting stitches on hold and all that stuff. But that might be an incentive for me to purchase another interchangeable knitting needle set. And so I have been looking at a few. I've been looking at what is it? The Knitter's Pride? No, Knitters. I think it's Knit Pro. The Ginger. I've been looking at those, and the Knit Pick set. I've been looking at some of those. Yeah. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I prefer metal, but I am willing to look at wooden needles. So yeah. But anyway, that is all I have for you lovely folks today. Thank you all so much for watching. I can't believe this is the next to the last. I still have one more day. Next to the last day of Vlogtober. It has been so much fun. And it is just going by so fast. But yeah, it's been fantastic. But anyway, I will see you lovely, wonderful folks tomorrow. Bye now.